I had a lot of taste of different sectors, right? So I started like as a young guy, right? In Futo, I got to know about Oluwaka Institute, and I was part of the initial program. That's ODP. I think it was called ODP then. I don't know if what's being called now, Oluwaka Developers Program or something. So I was part of the entrepreneurial cohort. So we had two. We had the technical and the entrepreneurial, right? So, but it's more of interlinked. And while we're there, we had a lot of persons that were taught, front end development, back end, different aspect of tech skills and all. And they've gone ahead to build various things. But what actually kept me moving was that I realized that nobody owes me anything, right? So any opportunity I find myself, I realize, okay, this opportunity is meant for me to grab and utilize and be a step ahead than a lot of people. You know the reason why? If you go to the Western world, if you made it the day you were born, right? You have a lot of you have your SSN, your number, your everything. You are born into an environment that has everything structured out for you, right? You can easily build up your credit rating and go get a loan in a bank and build an amazing thing, get investors, get funding and everything. Unfortunately for us in Africa or Nigeria, sometimes it's funny, but when you're born, you're likely, more like you're coming from the negative, spiral because the system is not so efficient to work for you, right? So the question is, how do you use opportunities you find to level up? Because these opportunities are opportunities that you would have paid heavily for, and that was the mindset that actually pushed me when I was learning this. I never had prior knowledge about business. I don't know if I'm clear. So I don't. I never had prior knowledge about business, about tech or whatsoever. But I just, went in because I got to realize that a lot of my counterparts outside the country already used to all these things. So how can I catch up and how can I move up? And that was how we started doing what we call ideation. I don't know if you heard the word ideation before. So, for instance, you're learning a tech skill. The question is, what do you want to use that skill to do? Right? What do you want to use that skill to do? We have a lot of persons that have learned a lot of things. For instance, like some people have learned graphic design, they learned video editing, content creation. At the end of the day, they look at themselves, what have I even done with this? Meanwhile, we see someone that have learned just one particular thing. The person goes very, very far. What is the reason? The reason is mindset. The mindset is that, okay, while you're learning this, are you already thinking about what you can use it for? How you can adapt it to different situations? And that was how I started, right? So then I said I never believed I could raise money, right? I never believed I could raise 1 million naira, like 1 million naira. Let's just start with 1 million naira, right? It's looking, wow, 1 million naira, that's big. Who can just call you and give you 1 million naira? Yeah. But I went there believing that it's possible because why I saw it online. I saw that people of my age then were, we're getting grants here, getting investors, investment, and the language they speak is a high level language. And so I started pushing and learning that thereabout. So the first business I started did not really pull out, and that's one thing. It did not really work out, and that's one thing you need to understand that your first attempt might not always be the major breakthrough you're seeking, but because you've started that journey, you will learn from that previous failure, right? And you apply it to the next one. So I started what we call aquaponics. Then it's more like a tech-enabled solution for agriculture. And we did a lot of this market survey, did a lot of different things right from that local institute. And we tested the market. By the end of the day, we got to realize that it was not going to pull out, right? Then we moved to the next one, which is hot price. That's what I got. That's how I got hot into hot price. So through hot price, I was able to learn. And while I was in Olak Institute, right, I was working at hot price. So I was trying to accelerate my solution, the solution I've built, and Locker Institute was actually training me, preparing me, teaching me how to present these ideas, bringing co-founders I'll be able to bring in tech solutions to this. So let's say, for instance, now you're learning a skill together. Can three of you or four people of you come together to build something amazing, right? You can say, okay, you have this particular skill, you have this particular skill. There is a problem that we need to solve. How can we come together, right? You look for people that are passionate enough to do that. Because um, if you just decide to bring up any solution, it might not work at the first instance, but when you have a strong team to actually push you to get in it, and also it also teach you how to have this team management and team dynamics thereabout. So, and that's how we began. I think we won our first grant of 750,000 naira. I went to UNN. That was the first cash, and when I got the alert into my phone, it did something to me. It made me believe that, oh, I think I can make money through this. Like, oh, the opportunities in this sector I can explore, right? Not just being an entrepreneur that is doing a brick and mortar business, right? I believe that I can actually scale this business. I believe I can actually move to the next level and, get to where I want to get to. People I see on the screen, I can actually be like them, right? So we got our first 750K, and we invested into the business and we started pushing out. But at the same time, while we're pushing out, we utilized the lessons we learned while we underwent the program at Tulaka Institute, right? So we had to utilize it, and we pushed out with team dynamics. And of course, when you have co-founders and team members that actually you learned together, right? Where you learn together, it gives you that leverage. You can always call and say, "Oh, remember what we were taught this time? Remember what you were taught this time? Oh, you do this, you do that." I don't know if you've been having projects where if you have capstone projects that you do together in your program. I don't know, but you can try it out, right? Maybe amongst yourself, work together, do capstone projects, and you might build the next thing that could be the solution to what Nigeria needs, right? And all you need is the support and the training, and you're out there, you're selling your solution, you've patented your idea and everything. So we got our first 750K. I think the next one we got was a millionaire from Ogumba Enterprise Challenge. And this was somebody that never had knowledge about business before, or pitching, or pitch decks, right? So, you have to design your pitch decks. Because when you're presenting, you just come and talk to investors or you have to like have your screen on, design it so well and appealing and present your ideas and all. So all these things I learned while I was in the program, honestly speaking. And of course, we had a lot of persons in the cohort, right? But of course, not everyone will actually utilize some persons. But if you are actually hungry enough, you get my point. Like, if you know that this thing I'm doing, I have a goal for it, you will not stop. Do you understand? So, and that's what kept and pushed us. I think we got our first $10,000 grant from All On, a subsidiary of Shell, just a year after, so a year or two or so after. Yeah, right in Owerri. I don't know if you have some persons in Owerri they're listening. So right in Owerri, we're able to raise that money, and we're able to deploy to our project and push. And these are things you do. We present, we make pitch decks, and all these things are the lessons we learned. So we use that to develop mini grids and micro grids. So the goal is to be able to build a business or a solution that is unique, not just what you copied online and you are replicating. All right. You want your business to be different from someone that just opened a shop somewhere else. You want to build something that is scalable. And that's why you're learning a tech skill. You get me? It's not you're learning a tech skill, it's not to just have the skill and you're good. That company you're going to be working for instance, you get employed by Paystack or Flutterwave, they are building a tech solution that you are helping enable. Can be doing something, maybe be doing a front end of an app or something. That app is going to be used by millions of individuals, right? So the ability to translate it from that type in code for your VS code to the screen of millions, right, is also a special skill you also need to develop and learn, and you'll be unbeatable, right? To be unbeatable. So we're able to utilize the tech solutions, tech skills, and tech is not necessarily only what you do on your laptop. It also applies to hardware and how you're able to apply it to various applications. Terrible. So you could be learning front end now, but you might eventually realize that okay, I need to add this particular skill to this front end to make this a formidable product. So don't just stop there, right? I learned a lot of things. As I am now, I know how to host a website. I know a lot of, if you're an entrepreneur, you literally know a lot of things. You know little of a lot of things, right? I know how to, you know, if I have an idea now, I can build an MVP quickly and test it. I can build my pitch deck use Canva, design my pitch deck, begin to reach out to investors, right? All these things are skills you learn and add to it. And one of the things you need to understand is that learning is continuous. Anytime you realize that you've learned the whole thing, like you're good, that's when you begin to die because um, humans' needs are insatiable, right? So there will always be a need for an upgrade and all. We got our first 10K, we got our second K from Leap Africa. Afterwards, we were able to scale our solution. And this, remember, this is somebody that has not, I never believed, I never even knew, because I was coming from a pure academic background. So I was an electronics student in Futo. So, for you to get into EE Futo, you have to be a bookworm. So I was really a bookworm. While I got into school, I think I was among the top three that got, among the merit list. So I was purely academic, and that was all I knew, literally. So imagine the kind of shift that could happen, right? For someone that is as in that nature, understanding business. So it means that you can move from you can move from opposite direction to the other side. It's very possible. It could be someone that has you have no idea about business, have no idea about tech, or you're trying to learn this thing and it's not cutting, it's not getting to your head, right? It's possible for you to still to scale through and still become who you want to become thereabouts, right? So that's how we're going into second 10K. Then little here and there, we're able to get about 120K to thereabouts. So all this is in dollars though. So it's just a testament to show that you can achieve what you want to achieve even with your location wherever you are. Just understand that the sky is a certain point, right? If you look at your counterpart outside the country and see the benefit they are getting, if you can have a belief that it's possible for you to attract it from here. Of course, I would advise if you can travel, you travel for exposure because, of course, I make travels. I think last year I was in Finland. I do travel, it's good to travel so that you get the exposure more. But it's a progressive journey. All right. So you don't just say, okay, I'm good now. You not travel. You go to Facebook office. Mark Zuckerberg. Say, Mark Zuckerberg, I want to speak with you. Mark Zuckerberg will not speak with you, right? Because literally, you need to be worth his time. You need to build that capacity that will make him sit down with you. You want to speak with Elon Musk, right, or Peter Thiel, or some of these top guys in a tech space. You need to build a capacity. Who are you following on social media too? Helps. If you check my social media, I follow a lot of people that challenge me a lot. When I just open my feed, I see somebody doing something, I'm like, wow. You know, recently somebody sent me a message. He wanted to invest in a company, so he was requesting to know how and our current round, our investment round, and all. So I just went to check his LinkedIn profile. I said, who is this guy? One, I saw the guy was 22 years old. 22 years old. And this guy says $1 million in investment for his company. So I was like, oh goodness gracious me. You know, it just changed your perspective. Like, wow. Although it's not in Nigeria, of course, right? But it shows that something is possible, right? I'm far older than him. Imagine someone that is 22 raising $1 million, right? Imagine now someone telling you that you're too young to raise 200K, $200,000. You will not even believe him again. I've been in meetings where people are like, you look so young for this amount of money you're calling. I'm like, maybe I don't look my age, but I'm not young for that because they have a lot of people far 10 years, 20 years younger that are doing amazing things. Right. So those things to challenge you and make you know that this is just a starting point. Please expose yourself to such. Don't You should have stronger self-esteem for that anyway, because a lot of people will see that and say, it's fake, it's peer pressure. You need to pressure yourself. If you are comfortable, you will not grow. Hope you know. Growth does not happen in a place of comfort. So you need to pressure yourself, pressure yourself. That's how diamonds are made. You have to put under intense pressure and heat. So, and that's what I constantly do every day. Like I am of course, I'm married, but of course, I don't see it as a place you just sit down. Oh, I'm married now. Let me just relax. No, you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy growth. You have to enjoy developing yourself because the benchmark you're setting is not your environment. Okay, you could be in a way now. You could be in your village, wherever you are now, right? I'm not saying you should look down at anybody in your village or wherever you are, but know that that is not where you are to. That's not where you're going to end up in, right? begin to measure yourself to top tier standards. So when someone comes and hail you and say, Nigerians like hailing people. Some people will just come and hail me. See, honestly speaking, anybody that hails me is just wasting his time. I told my wife once, I said, I don't really even know if you're hating me because I know that I'm not doing anything, right? And maybe someone just, you raised a 150,000, like, you're a big man, you're a big man. But that's literally what you can just go to the bank outside the country and pick as a young person if you have a good credit score. Right. It's just that we make it like a holy grail in Nigeria. If you're not a big boy. It's nothing. But when you measure yourself at that, of course, locally people will see you as someone that has achieved a lot, right? But you know that you have a place to go. Do you know the reason why? There are a lot of persons that will now look up to you. I'm sure a lot of persons are looking up to me in this corner. I want to be like, I want to be able to get to this level. Yeah, that is why you need to build yourself because of persons behind you, especially your fellow brothers, fellow black people. Because when you go outside the country, racism still exists, right? So if you don't have anything, people believe that when you travel out, you are coming to tap into their resources and use. But when you come with something soft, a substance, be like, wow. Sometimes I go outside the country, I see some guys that I'm better off, like literally. Okay, someone has a question. Okay. So now I think I'll be ending in 5 minutes. Okay, so I go out to the country. I see a lot of people that I feel like this guy doesn't know as half of what I know, but they're making strides because the environment makes it good for them. So it gives you that exposure, right? When you keep striving for the best and bringing up ideas. So don't forget what I said. Amongst yourself, great things can start from where you are, right? And failure is not the last thing. In fact, you need to fail a lot of times. So anybody that tells you that if you don't fail, your God is a God that cannot fail. Yeah, I know it's God that cannot fail, but God needs to put you through those process. You need to fall down, stand up, fall down. If not, you'll be proud. When you get to that stage, you'll be like, yeah, nobody can speak to you again. You cannot even understand the person. For instance, now I'm speaking to some persons, entrepreneurs that are coming up, and they're explaining to me how it's hard for them to raise money, and I understand what it means, right? And I could relate and I could explain and advise them because I've been in their shoes. And I have people too I also speak and I look up to, and they can understand everybody. You have the stage where you're going to, and that's why you have to stand up, fail, and get up. There are a lot of stories I have, right? In fact, I'm documenting some video because while I was in Oluwata Institute, I do videos. Honestly speaking, I don't know why I was so bold. How many years ago was that? I don't know, it was 6 years or something. I don't know how bold, but I just felt like I'll make it anyway. You know that kind of feeling. I think you need to tell yourself that I can really make it. Like just believe that it might not be showing. I remember when I don't know if I should say this now. I've not blown yet. I remember when I trekked. Oh God, let me not tell you what I trekked. After a class, I had to go back. You see what I trekked? Goodness gracious me, because I was trying to save the cost. Because I did not then. ATM was not. I mean, POS was not existing. There was nothing like POS then. If you don't have a bank to withdraw, forget it. So cash was not on me like it was human. So I had to trek half of it so that the cash will help me get home. Right? I trekked the hell out. And but I videoed myself doing that. Why? I was excited. I think you see that, and these are one of the those are things you look at when you just look for high flyers and outliers. You look at during that process, how excited are they, right? You are struggling, you are not understanding this code, but you know that man, this is the process. You are trying to they give you a project, it's not even get that is the process. The reason is because, and you should be recording it sometimes because it reminds you. Sometimes I watch a video, I'm like, wow, I remember when rain was falling on me. It was raining, I was videoing it many years ago. I just felt like this is a process, and of course, it's paying up. I'll leave it with one quote. There's one quote by billionaire investor Griffin I love. He said, success is about staying long enough to the point that you get lucky. Everybody gets lucky at a particular point in their life, and that luck is really very big and is a defining moment for them. But you can't get lucky by just it's not bet that you just okay, let me try 5K, give me 1 million. No, you have to stay long enough so that the surface area for luck will be big enough. So when it falls, it has a place to accommodate. Right. So stay long enough so that luck can actually find you. Thank you so much. If you have questions, please bring it up and let's go. Thank you. If you have a question, you can just so we just I would like to have a question and I would answer it. Think you can unmute and ask a question, or if you have it in the chat, let me check. Yeah. So for the mentorship. So next week we're going to talk about the green tech stuff. For now, we're trying to prep you. Okay, so don't worry, I have a lot for you in the green tech. It's beautiful, but I hope you got one or two from what we discussed. And yeah, my name is Gift Monike. Yeah, gift. Just type Gift Monike on Google. You see a lot of things about me. You can see my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you follow. Gift Monike is my name. Yeah. Can you mentor me, sir? Yeah. So this question, let me be honest with you. I've asked a lot of people above me while I was starting. The thing is, those people that you are seeking for mentorship, most times are actually also seeking for mentorship from top people. So it's mentorship, literally, you need to look at it that mentorship is about you. It's not really about the person taking out time to teach you something. Nobody has the time. You know, we still have things we're figuring out. You get like no matter how perfect someone life seems, at that stage of his life, he has something he's figuring out. So you have to understand that. And now, when you want to get into mentorship, you have to come through the either post through service or something. You have to come through a way that wouldn't feel burdensome for the person, because a lot of persons are coming to ask for that same thing. If I open my DM or my stuff now, in my life, there's a way, there's my iPhone. I don't need to open your message to see what is read. I can open it in such a way that I can see. If I see that you are asking for help and it's money like, and we don't have a relationship, it's difficult for me because you can't help everybody, right? But if someone comes to me first, for instance, if someone comes to me first and the first contact is asking for money, I may help the person, but I think that will be the last communication I have with the person, because you are not giving me, you are taking from me. A lot of persons want to take from you. So you are just, you will be packed to a particular group, WhatsApp group of people in mind that this person is coming to take. Meanwhile, if you come with a point of value addition, right? No matter how rich somebody is, there are persons I look up to that are wealthy. But I don't misuse their DM. So I have access to some top wealthy people, but I don't just send them help me. No. It's literally more of value adding service, finding a way to help them, suggestions and stuff. Literally, right? And through that, they easily flow because value flows to wherever place it that gives it out. So whenever you give out value, it comes back to you. So instead of asking for mentorship from different persons, personal mentorship is difficult and it's expensive. And I'm not a mentor as a profession, right? I'm just literally sharing my life and how it has been and all. Try add value, try bring suggestions, work on things together or something. Then it's easy for me to have that trust threshold, because mentorship is about pouring someone's life to you. You know, you can call the person by 12 midnight, hello, and I'll pick up. I'm not waiting for that yet. But the fact is, add that value and people will in turn return the favor. Okay. And yeah. So I'm not getting any question. I want to hear someone speak. I want to be sure that I'm audible, all right? So it's not like I'm speaking to um Hello. Okay, do you know more about software quality assurance engineer tester? Okay, I have contacts I can refer you to that top people earning in dollars, right, with this particular skill. So
Is this still on the call?
Hello, ma. We are here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if our mentor is still on the call. All right, so I would guess that I'd explained this journey so well that we do not have any questions, right? Anybody, any questions? I can't see him on the call anyway. Any question?
I think I'm back. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, welcome back. I was just talking about how you explained so well that everyone just understood you without having questions. Okay. I want to
Me, I have
believe
question
that
after.
you have a question. All right, Peter, please go ahead.
Yeah. My question is that based on building up someone, like building up skills and all. So I want to ask, like, if someone is already like you are trying, no, actually we are learning every day, we are growing every day. I'm still even looking on how to transit to blockchain, how to use data analysis to do some, like, to create a blockchain on Web3. So, and I've already transited into it. I've been learning on, like, creating a community whereby we learn together, we be together. So I want to ask now, it's like, if someone want to maybe like having a kind of team like that, is this compulsory that you get a people that on your, let me say, on your feed for you to be together within your team? Like, you want to create team now, it's compulsory you have only the people that are on your feed, that are doing the same thing with you, to be your team member, or you can still get some people outside.
are you building? Are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a product, or you're working? Are you trying to build a product?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, first thing is, if you're trying to build a product or build something, please get members that have complementary skills. Very important. Okay, complementary skills in terms of they have something you don't have. They must not necessarily have something different. Maybe they might not be different stack. They might all be in blockchain or be in whatever skill. But do they have something you don't have? Something that it's hard for you to go get. Let's say, for instance, I need a developer that is in Flutter, that has a particular stack in Flutter or JavaScript or whatever. Right? Instead of me
Okay.
going to spend a year going to learn it, I can just, and the person is a friend, I can just say, please join my team. I don't need to spend a year. You're saving me a year worth of stress and time and money and a lot of things. And that works. But that same person could also have other skills as I do, right? And but that doesn't matter. It's about, do they have something? So you ask these questions to them. If you're doing form a team, like, do you have something you're adding to this table? Something that you don't necessarily have. If they have what you already have, you might work together, but you don't need to form a, I would say, a formal agreement with them, right? It should just be some casual friendship. But if you want to do something real, please let it be something that you don't have, so that, because the time would come when you're building a company, a team, you begin to look at everybody and be like, I'm literally doing everything myself because they will just relax because all they could do, you're doing it already. You could do it. So everybody relaxes. So that's just
Exactly.
it. Without complementary skill.
This thing you just made mention of. Remember when I went for a hackathon program, and I gather people that are not already like having this kind of same thing with me. So I fail in that thing. That I want to ask now. Though we already registered for new one now. So with this one, with this idea, so if I want to go for this program that we are going in June, we are going on June. I want to ask now that I will need to gather people that are different skills behind the thing that I want to, because
Let
I
me
don't
let me give
want to
let me give
build
you
a
a tip. Let me give you a tip. Let me give you a tip, right?
okay.
If you are the
All right, sir.
developer, most developers literally are, I won't say they're always laid back, but there are these weird guys that are just in front of their laptops and they're not really always outspoken all the time. So you may need to get someone that the major skill is in business development. Maybe he speaks, he can make partnerships while you focus on the product, on building. Somebody can be out there getting clients, getting partners, you know how to present because you can build something beautiful. And if it's not well communicated, someone that built something less beautiful than yours will get that price. Do you understand? So that is one person you look out for. Good. So you also look at someone that is maybe in the same, maybe for instance, you want to do a hackathon, you want to build a product. You look at it, okay, what stacks do this product need for it to be alive? Do I need a DevOps engineer? Do I need somebody that's a cloud engineer since I'm doing the major front end, back end, whatever? I want to use AWS for this. Do I need an AWS architect? So when you look at those things, those are now what will help you prioritize the kind of people you put on the team. But make sure you put someone that can present your idea on that team, at least one person. All right. The person wasn't
Okay,
necessarily
sir.
technically inclined, but the person has a way of selling your idea in such a way that you yourself that built that product will be blown off. Will be blown off. So you need to just know how to have that mix, and I think you'll be good.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this conversation. Yeah, thank you, sir. I'll work on that.
So I think I know the question. If there isn't,
Excuse me, Mr. Gift.
okay, greetings. Yeah.
Good day, everyone. Please, I want to kindly ask if there is any like podcast you have or any Google page or YouTube channel, something that you speak where we can just like listen to your previous sessions. Because
Yeah, I usually just spontaneously have where I just maybe I'm invited to an talk or something, but I don't have it curated on a particular platform. But I think that I'm going to work on that, so that I can just have useful links to where you can easily see sessions where I'm on, so where I talk on different topics and all. So most times when I do trainings, it's usually on the platform of the organization. But I think I'll see how to curate them so that it's easy with a single link you can get access to all of them.
okay, thank you.
All right,
Hello,
no
good
problem.
evening. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good
Hello, good
evening.
evening. Okay, my name is
Yeah.
Isaiah from Cross River State, and I really enjoy your section, Mr. Gift. And I was wondering, at what point can one really say he's ready? But like you said in your last quote, it just gives me an encouragement to stay up with my game. So what I do is actually do environmental awareness, and I was really excited when the topic on green tech was taken up initially. But the joining you have just shared is very, very important to what I do. I do environmental awareness, and I do a bit of upcycling plastics and papers.
Okay.
So now I've been trying to add up tech to it, and like you say,
Okay.
it just shows me on the right track. So I was wondering, first I want to build a relationship with you, and then my question is, what could be the challenges that, like here, tech skill, and we have the challenges like no lights and all that. These are things that keep my spirit. But from your own angle or your point, I need your advice on this. What could be the more challenging than that? That you maybe something you face that you might want to share to help me.
Okay. So what you do is it? Are you? Is it a profit for profit business or an NGO kind of thing?
It's an NGO kind of for now.
Okay. For now, okay. Are you looking at transitioning to for profit?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, because my expertise will be on when you're trying to modify to making it profitable, right? So I come from the social entrepreneurship side, and so where we mix for impact and for profit, and want a situation whereby whatever profit you're making is actually having direct impact to the environment and people. So good one, right? I think the first thing is if you're Nigerian, you already know, you should just be aware that 1,000 things are already against you, right? So I think nobody should tell you that. And if you're on this call, it shows that you're really, really hungry for knowledge. And there are a lot of persons that are there. Of course, you complain about the government, but we've been complaining for many years. Nothing has happened, right? You have to understand that the government won't save you. You have to save yourself. So what it means is that if, for instance, electricity is a major challenge, and of course the government should have solved that, they're not solving it. You have to take it upon yourself to push it out. And either um, if you don't have enough liquid to purchase your own alternative power supply, you find solutions, maybe other kind of solutions that could be easy for you. But it's important for you to understand that nobody's coming to save you, and you have to strive because it's going to be part of your story. If you just tell a story and say, I just started this NGO and I transferred to business and everything was smooth, and then nobody will listen to you. You'll be like, you had this soft, nothing exciting about this. But if you tell them that I had this challenge, and it's easy for them to like, follow you through and believe that they can also succeed. So for me, growing as a business, right? Of course, the terrain of not raising capital early on was a problem because I had to have a way of generating cash flow internally for the business. So my counterpart abroad, outside the country, they have what they call pre-seed. Pre-seed means before you have a product, before your business starts, they've given you like $100,000 or $50,000, right? And that's US for you. They have a lot of cash, cash injection. And but in Nigeria, even if your business is already on ground, you are suffering, you are sweating and everything, they'll still be looking at you, and be like, hey, do more, do more, do more. Because there's not much money, I would say, or maybe there is money, you're not spending it wisely. The government is not really supportive in that. But you need to understand that problems will always exist and you have to find a way to solve it. Speak with fellow entrepreneurs, speak with fellow people that are working on things, join associations. Join associations. Don't work in isolation. Very important. Join people and you can easily share burdens. For instance, where you are, if you within the age limit, you can join maybe Junior Achievement Nigeria or Global Shapers Community if it's in your state. Associations that are actually also in line with what you're trying to build. And through that, you can find like-minded people that you can work together, right? While I was starting, I had to live in the house, in the lodge of my friend. Not because I don't have money to pay, but I have to combine it. Like I couldn't have, an office and rent and apartment. So I had to like juggle between that. So I did a lot of things, and this was because I wasn't working in isolation. I had communities I could reach out to and say, please, I need help with this, help with this. Friends were helping out in the beginning stage of my business. They were helping out for free because they believed it's going to work, right? And of course, now they're reaping the benefits. And that's why that community is key and important. So when you try with that, I think that's what I can give you off my head at the moment. Yeah, very good.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really got that.
It's a pleasure.
I pray we'll connect. I think I have dropped my details in the comment section. All right, thank you.
Okay, if we do not have further questions, I think we're gradually getting to the end of this mentoring session. And I would just love to wrap up by saying first, thank you to our mentor for this session, for sharing his knowledge, his experience with us. And I'd like to reiterate something. For instance, for someone who had asked if he could mentor him. Now, he gave you a tip during a session and even responded with that tip. You don't go to Nike and say, I know how to run, give me fresh pair of shoes or new pair of shoes. You run, Nike sees you running, and they come and reach out to you and say, hey, we have seen you, would love for you to wear our shoes. That's just a lot better than you chasing after them and writing proposals to everyone. What that means is, and it's a trick, don't let Gift hear this. Imagine if you just take some of the tips he has shared with you and reach out to him some weeks down the line. You can actually reach out, connect on LinkedIn and all that, and just say, hey, I got this tip from you during so and so mentoring session, and I've been able to do XYZ. The thing about it is, it will be more interested in listening, like, oh, wow, yeah, somebody got something really interesting from my session, and they have used it to get some benefits or even to become better. That's one tip. People love that. The reason why most people don't like taking up new mentees is because they somehow do not see that seriousness from the word go. They don't know if you will just be someone who's just excited in the moment and just wants, oh, come and be my mentor. But when they see you, they've seen what you're doing or trying to do, they're able to say, yes, I'm willing to put my weight behind this person or invest some time in helping this person grow. So that's the tip. Don't let him hear. Let's pretend he's not on the call. So yeah, thanks again for this. And I hope that everyone got value. We have shared some links. One is to register, and so we can keep you updated with the session. And the second one is we have, for people who are saying, oh, the opportunities in green tech sector is quite exciting. They want to hear more. We have that mentoring session also we gift next week, Friday. So please, the link is in the chat. My colleague has shared it. Register to attend. I can promise you that it will be very beneficial. You got a tip of the iceberg. He has told you of his journey. And now even I want to get in the green tech sector. So yes, please, it will be beneficial. Do register to attend. So if we have no further questions or comments, would love to wrap up now. And thank you so much again, Gift, for making time. And thank you all for coming together to improve yourselves. And thank you, Professor Ekanem, for being here as well during this session. Okay. So do you have any closing comments, Gift?
No, we'll meet next week. I think that's it.
All right. Yeah. So next week, it doesn't want to drop the whole thing this week. We meet next week. Come for a bigger, better version of this session. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Okay, wait, hold on before everybody wraps up. If you can turn on your your videos, it will be nice to take a quick shot of everyone who's available on the call. Please, if you could turn on your videos. And for the people on ground in person, please take a picture, and Professor Ekanem will do well to share with us. Okay, so we are waiting for more people to turn on their videos.